Hey, what's up? What's up? Joe in Vegas back with another review. This one, Drake. I feel like I am going to get in a lot of trouble on this review. I don't know what to do. I got to keep it honest. This is going to be really interesting and going to make some people pretty upset. I got called a racist like 5 times in the comments from my Beyonce video, even though I gave her an incredible score and I had an incredible time. But apparently, if you say you enjoy a Taylor Swift concert more than Beyonce concert, you're automatically a racist. It's pretty incredible. But if I was a racist for that, then I don't know what they're going to call me for this one. Probably Hitler or something. Anyway, Drake came to town 2 nights. He did that bullshit, which I hate, where they announce one night and then everybody runs down and gets tickets, and then they announce a second night once they sell out the first one, which is completely planned, but whatever. I really, really struggled with this one because playing the same night is Weezer. I really love Weezer. I've been a huge fan of Weezer. I love their music. I think they're really cool and quirky and all that shit. But I've seen Weezer 4, maybe 5 times. Drake I've never seen. I hang out with people who claim he's a god. He is so popular. He is so successful. He's an interesting guy. I'll give him that. I've seen a lot of his gambling videos online, which I think are always interesting. But I've seen interviews. I just watched an hour-long interview with him with that Bobby girl. I think he's an interesting guy. I do. I think he's, there's only so much shit I can talk about people, when they're that successful. At some point, they look at you and they're like, this is how many albums I sold. This is how many tickets I sold. Go fuck yourself. And they're absolutely right. So this is going to come down to taste. Just personal taste, and I'm going to say things that might really upset people, and I'm probably going to come off like an old guy, but it is what it is. I got to be honest. I got to stay with how I believe. Let's start with the tickets. I bought them in a pre-sale. I was in section 3 at T-Mobile Arena. Really good seats. I paid, I think, $275 a ticket, which came out to like $600 or $700 total. Maybe a little more for 2. I could have easily flipped them for $700, $800, $900 the week of the show. But again, I made a decision that I was going to go see Drake over Weezer, and I was staying with that. Walked in, it was interesting. He had a big diamond-shaped stage in the center of the arena. Normally, center stages, for me, in my experience, are reserved for stadiums because they're just so big. I don't like them. I'll tell you why. Because 2/3 of the show, or maybe 3/4 of the show, mathematically, you're either going to be looking at his side or his back. It's just the way it is. I know why he puts it there, because he can make everybody happy and he can perform to different sides of the stages. But the truth is, 3/4 of the show, he's not looking towards you. He's looking to the right, to the left, or you're staring at his back. And I just don't like that. It disconnects me from the artist. I don't know why you can't have a regular stage. I know some people will be a lot farther, and that sucks. But at least you're staring at them, and they're not looking at your back for full songs. So I've always had a problem with them. I also realized very quickly it was a real simple black stage. And it was a big square or diamond, depending how you're looking at it. And that's when I realized, these rappers don't have bands. So they don't need like a band set up. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be interesting. That stage reminded me of Joe Rogan. When I saw him, it was just this. It looks like a big boxing ring without the ropes, and I realized he doesn't need a stage for a band. So it's this big area that he can run around in and have some fun, and that was cool. That was cool. I just don't like those middle stages. I don't like looking at his side or his back. It just, I don't know. It just turns me off. Anyway, Little Yachty came out first. I don't know any of his stuff. I know of him. And he said something in the microphone that 21 Savage couldn't make it, and he was on the bills, Drake and 21 Savage. I was told by a friend that I guess Drake did a whole album with 21 Savage, so it wasn't really an opening act. It's kind of incorporated in the act. I didn't know what to expect. But Little Yachty came out, and he did about 4 songs, maybe 5 songs, and I saw real quickly, I got a vibe of how this is going to go down for me. He came out, and it was like fucking, I don't know, God came out, and people went fucking nuts. And the second he started singing, I realized every single person in this arena knows every single word to this song and are screaming it along with him. They're not even looking at him. They're kind of looking at each other. Like, you just see a bunch of, like, white girls, like, looking at each other and just, like, rapping in each other's faces. Like, look at us. We know all the words to this song. And I'll get more into that. And everybody's just kind of standing in place and doing the same dances with their, like, little pull-ups with their two hands or their fingers out and, like, pointing. And everybody's kind of doing the same thing and rapping to the same shit. And I don't know. I don't think it was that good. I just thought it was okay. I don't know. Anyway, this is not a review about Lil Yachty. He came, he did his thing, and then he climbed off stage and he went into a corner where there was a DJ booth. And there was a DJ in there, and I realized, oh, that's the band. He's up in the corner, in a little platform. So, anyway, he finished, and then Drake came on. I realized quickly that black stage was actually pretty incredible. It looked boring before it even started. It was actually, normally you have a band, and you have even when I went to Beyonce, she had this massive screen behind her, and that's where a lot of the action was happening, and the graphics were on the screen. This kind of felt like the screen was flat and he was on top of the screen, if that makes sense. And you could do a lot with that. All the graphics are then shown down and he's on top of them. And they had holograms or videos on the sides of the box so you can see, something. They had big screens at the top. It was good. It was really good. They had a lot of, I thought it was interesting. He had a lot of props. I don't know if they must be symbolic of something. I don't know anything. He had a huge Peter Pan flying around. He had someone in the corner. I don't know who that was. It was probably a 20-foot, 30-foot statue of a guy throwing a paper airplane. And I saw somewhere else in the show, like he had this kid actor who kept popping in and out through the different segments, holding an airplane. So there must be something there that I obviously don't know. He had like an inflatable stripper. He had a witch. He had a Grim Reaper. He had all different kinds of props, and it was cool. They were kind of flying over the crowd. And so on. Let me get to the set list. There's a lot of songs. I found a lot of them. I don't know if they're just very short songs or he just cut them just to squeeze a lot in. He did a minute here, half a minute here, 2 minutes here. So I don't know if someone can put in the comments. So no one has posted the set list for last night, and I honestly can't even tell you like one song that or maybe two. Maybe I knew God's Plan. And I knew another one. But I'm going to go off a set list from a couple days ago in San Francisco. And I hope this is right. All the set lists look pretty much the same, except for the encore. So I don't know. Someone can fill in the blanks. So he broke this into different sets, 4 sets, which I'm starting to see. It was the same thing at Beyonce, same thing at Taylor Swift. They're breaking these shows into sets. And in between the sets, they're doing costume changes, lighting changes, stuff like that. Set number 1, he came out on a couch. He had a little kid actor. Look What You've Done, Marvin's Room, Shot for Me, Can I, Feel No Ways, Jaded, Jungle, Over, headlines The Motto, Hell Yeah, Fucking Right, Start from the Bottom, Energy, Know Yourself, Nonstop, then says Meltdown, Travis Scott cover, Sicko Mode, Travis Scott cover. I don't know if he played these, honestly. Back Outside Boys, Jumbotron Shit Poppin', Laugh Now, Cry Later, God's Plan, that one I actually knew. Child's Play, Wait for You, Future cover, In My Feelings, and Nice for What. Then that was a nice run. Had some moments in there. Now I'm gonna recap it when I'm done. Let me get to the set list. This was really weird for me. You know what? Fuck, this set list isn't right. I don't think this set list is right. Shit. Because there was a set here. Yeah, I'm gonna keep going. Even though I don't think this is right. But, so he went over, it might be. So it's set to, it was really fucking strange. He had the crowd. Let me tell you, this crowd was crazy. He had the crowd going. And then he said, let's dim the lights a little bit. Let's take a second. Let's dim the lights. And he walked back into the crowd. And one thing that was cool, actually, when he started the whole concert, which I thought was really cool, he came in through the crowd, which I give him props for that. I thought that was really neat. Anyway, at this point, he ran over to that DJ booth. He went in there. They turned the lights down really low in the venue, and it got really chill and sleepy, to be honest with you. And he did Controlla, Too Good, Hold On, We're Going Home, Passion Fruit, and Work. Yeah, this is right. I didn't understand that part of it. He sang on them a little bit. A lot of it was pre-recorded. It did have a vibe like you were just chilling with someone and listening to old songs and stuff like that. And that was kind of neat, but I felt like it slowed the crowd down. I don't know, just the dim lights. It was late already. It was probably like 10:30 when he did that, 10:45, 11 maybe. But I don't know. It just calmed down the crowd, which set the whole mood for going forward. Then he came off that thing, came back on stage. Yeah, I think this is right. He did one dance, Calling My Name, Massive, Sticky, and Search and Rescue. Then 21 Savage, which I thought Little Yachty said 21 Savage isn't here or couldn't make it or something, but I guess I got confused because he came out then, and he did about 4 or 5 songs on his own before, maybe 3, 4 songs before Drake joined him. Again, it was weird. It went from that DJ booth thing to like, I don't know. That's why I don't know if this said. I remember going from the DJ booth thing to like Savage coming out, and it was a good like 45 minutes, maybe that Drake was not on stage, like killing it. It was really weird to me. Then Savage says Knife Talk, On BS, Spittin' About You, Hours in Silence, Jimmy Cooks, Rich Flex. Then there's the encore. And what I looked at a couple set lists to try and find one, it seems like the encore he did different songs. So I don't know what he did last night. If someone could fill in the blanks, I'd appreciate it. I don't know what to say. I have to keep these reviews honest. It's really hard for me to judge somebody when I know how much people love him. That crowd was losing their fucking minds, and that's great. I am a huge fan of people losing their fucking minds for music. I am. I really, really am. And if this is what you love and this is what, gets you to that point of losing your fucking mind, then I support it. And I've said in my other reviews, who the fuck am I to talk shit about it? But this is my opinion, and this is from a non-fan. I looked around the room. I think Drake is very monotone. I think he's a talented guy. I think he can sing, he can rap, he can kind of weird, in an infectious way, dance. I think he's an incredible showman. He knows how to work a crowd. But I just think he's monotone. I think he's monotone, and I think, and this is a vibe I got, a lot of his songs sounded the fucking same. Like, he finished one song and started another one. I'm like, that sounds like the song before it. And I got news for you. It sounded like the Little Yachty songs, and it sounded like the 21 Savage songs. Everything kind of just sounded the same. It sounded like a 2-hour song, the whole concert. And I know people are going to kill me for it. And some of the songs, I don't want to say all the songs. There were ones that were really good where he was getting, it was like an angry where he was jumping and screaming and bouncing and the crowd was going nuts. Those were the best moments. But when it was just him doing that monotone sound that he has, I found it boring. Maybe for a few songs that'd be good, but when it's so many songs that sound like that, it just started to weigh on me. I found it boring. And I know it's boring because I didn't know the songs. Because I can look around. I'm not an idiot. And everybody knew every line to every song. But I couldn't help looking around and being like, have any of you people heard the Beatles? Have any of you people heard Beyonce? Like, man, I don't want to knock the music. I just don't like it. I don't like it. There's such great music out there in the world that's melodic and artists that every song sound different and stuff like that. And I just wasn't getting it. And the other thing I didn't get to, and again, I'm going to get killed for this. I don't even know if I'm going to post this, but I'm recording it. Everybody in there was young for sure, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. Everybody knew every single song, and they were screaming it at the top of their lungs, or like I said, they were like looking at each other in their face and rapping to each other every song along with Drake, like it was incredible lyrics. And I looked up some of the lyrics when I was there. A lot of it's just fucking gibberish. It's nothing soul moving. It's nothing, there's some, they're like the God's Plan and stuff like that, but there are other songs. I don't want to just say there's other songs, and he has a lot of songs that some lyrics here and there, but a majority of it's just kind of shit. I mean, it works, they rhyme, and they get an emotion going for people, and that's great. But to be screaming them at the top of their lungs like they're these amazingly written songs, and just doesn't do it for me. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to rate this. I really don't know how to rate this, and I feel like I'm going to get killed by his fans, and I know I will but this is just my honest review. I think there's such better music out there. I got in my car and I turned on some Weezer driving home, and I'm like, shit, I should have gone to Weezer. And I know I can already see the comments, Weezer versus Drake. They're going to kill me. But that's my opinion. Just like I respect you, and I respect you that you love Drake and you love this kind of music. I guess I'm just old. Maybe this is the turning point in my life where I realize I am old, and I look at newer music the way that my grandparents probably looked at rock and roll, and just said this is crap. But I'm a melody guy. I'm a lyric guy. I like bands where every song, or Beatles, Rolling Stones, Guns N' Roses, stuff where every song sounds different. There's ballads, there's fast songs, there's slow songs, there's heavy songs, and I can respect a Beyonce or something because I got the same vibe when I went to Beyonce, or if I go to Taylor Swift or Madonna, or it's not just rock. I just like a little more artistry. I find this to be very monotone and the same tone, and it works for a handfuls of songs, but not all of them. You got to do more. I don't know. I don't know what to say. For me to rate the show out of 10, I'm probably going to do a 6.9 out of 10. There were elements of it that I enjoyed. I enjoyed the spectacle of it. I enjoy seeing people that happy. There's value to that. I respect him for making people that happy. It's just not my style of music. I don't know. I would have rather gone to see something else, honestly. But I'm happy I went, and I'm happy I experienced it. And I'm happy, again, that many people are happy. I don't know what else to say. 6.9 out of 10. If you like Drake, you're going to love that show. I think he gives you everything you want. I think. I don't know. But I think you do, because people looked fucking happy. I just wish a lot of those kids would broaden their musical horizon. Go back 40 years, 50 years. Doesn't mean you can't love Drake. I just think there's better music out there. So, I'm scared. I'm scared to post this. I am. I'm scared to, but whatever. It is what it is. This is getting long. Thanks for listening. Subscribe. Be semi-kind. Understand that I respect what he's doing. It's just not for me. Thanks for listening, and I will see you at the next show. Bye-bye.